Ladies and gentlemen, we are live right now on Know Your News for this episode of Unsportsmanlike. Greg Cherry alongside Jarrett Bailey. We've got some good stuff to talk about today. I mean, last week we had some pretty embarrassing plays from the world of baseball and otherwise and NASCAR. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be a lot of baseball because that's what's going on right now. And we're going into the All-Star break, so there's a little less baseball this week that we have to talk about. Or this coming week, I guess I should say. But what is your opinion of the first half of baseball season thus far?
I don't really watch it. I kind of keep up with it, what I see on Twitter. I see that the Mets are doing good. I saw that in a tweet today.
Yeah, it seems like very consistently for the Mets. They do very well the first half of the season, and then second half, they just trail off. I don't know if it's going to be the same case this year. It's a different year, but who knows?
The extent of I'll casually watch games. I'm not going to pretend I know everything going on around the league. The extent of my baseball knowledge for the year is the Mets are doing pretty good. The Yankees are going to win 190 games, and the Pirates have a shortstop that's 9 feet tall that everybody really likes. So that is the extent of my around the MLB coverage right now.
I mean, to win 190 out of 162 games is pretty impressive. But the Yankees, if any team could do it, it would be them. Now, speaking of the Pirates, as you just did, one of the things that the Pirates like to do is the pierogi race. If you've ever been to a game in the city of Pittsburgh, in between innings, they like to do the pierogi race. And, they like to do things like that in every stadium. For the Kansas City Royals and the Cleveland Guardians game, there was a condiments race that took place. And as you can see by this picture...
Say a condoms race?
Condiments.
But
it's very fitting because if you look at Mustard...
Mustard looks like a penis.
He kind of is in need of one because his pants are falling down.
I didn't even notice that.
Oh, yeah. And he face planted shortly out. He tried, to his credit, he tried very hard to make that happen.
Are we sure that's a man? I can't. It looks like a woman from here.
It's too far back. I can't tell.
Either way, they look more like penises than they do whatever the hell they're supposed to be dressed. This looks like an excuse as a wink and a nudge for whomever the home team is to say, let's get people out there in different colored phallic members.
I mean, they look like they're supposed to be hot dogs covered in them, but
that was my guess. Yeah.
I don't know why you wouldn't just go with a mustard bottle, a ketchup bottle, and
that would make more sense rather than the flesh-colored things with a head, much less. I'm just saying this looks fishy to me.
It looks very fishy, and it's unfortunate that the mustard could not finish the race due to severe lack of pants.
The mustard could not finish.
No, he could not cut the mustard. Yes. To more non-player action in Major League Baseball, the Houston Astros and the Oakland A's played each other, and routine play goes on, and the umpire, as a player is sliding into third, he tries to do the same thing. And I don't know if he's trying to audition for doing a backwards Michael Jackson video, but as he's trying to say safe, he slides himself and falls flat on his ass.
Yeah, this is interesting. Like I said, I didn't see this live. Obviously, this looks like a Renaissance painting. So I can't even tell who is sliding and who is doing the tag. It looks like both of them are wearing hats. What's happening?
If you look at it from a different angle, the umpire almost looks like he's going to deliver an RKO to the Astros.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It looks like whomever that is about to get hit with an RKO from out of nowhere, a la Evan Bourne from the top rope. Yeah, that's that does look. It looks fun, to say the least. I mean, it's a funny picture. It's always fun when referees or what have you fall down, because it's always fun seeing people fall, especially people that are in control of, what happens during a game. So yeah, no, I'm all for that. That's great stuff. Great stuff all around.
I mean, much like the cameraman last week, I mean, people not involved in the game, like, put a little bit of attention on themselves, not intentionally, obviously.
Yeah.
But when stuff like that happens, you got to catch it. It's good stuff. I do want to plug for anybody watching, if you'd like to join the conversation, you can hop on over, and apparently it just blocks you, Jarrett. You can hop over to KYN Chats and leave us a chat there. I believe it's KYN Chats. It may be kynchat.com, but kynchats.com for sure works. Leave us a chat, and we'll read it on the air for you. Next up, some of the routine plays that you see in baseball, you get like a liner to the shortstop and you throw it. It seems very cut and dry for a baseball game. But when a ball goes in between two players, sometimes it becomes a little confusing. That happened with the San Diego Padres and the Colorado Rockies, as Jose Urena and Ryan McMahon collided near the pitcher's mound. And while attempting to throw the ball, McMahon ran in front of Urena, and Urena ended up on his ass because he couldn't make the play.
Looks like he's about to just pelt him with the ball if all doesn't go well.
If he would have let go of it, he would have. Yeah,
that would have been a fastball right to the temple, probably not ending well for our tall friend there.
Does the rule of "I got it" apply when it's a grounder? Because
I don't know. I never played baseball, so this isn't something that I would know all of the fundamental stuff for. I don't know. Maybe it's just getting a little bit too overly anxious and saying, "No, to hell with this. I'm going to be the hero." But yeah, I don't know. That's like, never played baseball, so I assume that this is just something that should be routine and not messed up like this. I don't know. Are the Rockies bad this year?
I will take a look at the standings, but I mean, plays like this make you question, why would you both try to go for a ball? It's just a grounder, slow roller to the pitcher's mound. Why do you feel the need as the shortstop to try and go in and get it? And if you see the pitcher near it, why don't you back off?
Yeah, I don't know. Unless I can't even think of a reason why he felt the need to do it. If it's coming right back to the pitcher, that feels like something where it's under control. But again, I don't know.
To answer your question, the Rockies are currently 7 games under 500 in the NL
Okay,
West.
so not great.
So, no, they're not great. Their team's worse than them, but in this instance, they're not fantastic.
Okay.
Staying in the same matchup, though, between San Diego and Colorado, Kyle Freeland managed to throw not a great game to begin with. I mean, he gave up, I believe, 5 runs. And when he was pulled from the game, he let it be known
yes.
he's taking a bat to the roof of the bench there.
This is always funny because baseball is the only place where grown men can have like a public mental breakdown and no one questions it. They just said, oh yeah, he's given up 5 earned this game. He's not feeling great. So he's just going to, take this large wooden stick and smash everything in sight with it. He's going to take all the drinks in the dugout and throw it. So yeah, you just let him be for a little bit. He'll be all right. If you did this in public at like a 7-Eleven, you'd get arrested and then promptly sent to a mental rehabilitation center to try to make sure that you're okay. Stuff like this always makes me laugh. I love seeing this in baseball when people freak out in the dugout. It's so funny. Golf clap for this. This is hilarious. I love these.
And the funny thing is, his team won. Like, not thanks to him, but I mean, his team still won. But you make a good point. This happens a lot in baseball, and it's not like nobody raises an eyebrow to it. But when it happens in the NFL, the NBA, or any other thing like that, it gets like more attention. But baseball players just can do whatever they want, I guess.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I mean, you remember a few years ago when Odell Beckham like slapped the kicking net or whatever because he was mad, or when Antonio Brown flipped out on the sidelines. Yeah, it seems that baseball is like the only place where you can just literally have just a public meltdown in front of God and everybody's just like, that's just baseball,
Yeah, I mean, stuff like that, and the Odell Beckham one makes me laugh because it hit him right back. And then it was a week or two later he scored a touchdown and like made up with it. That was weird. But
Odell Beckham's we could do a whole show about him.
We probably could. We
I don't hate Odell Beckham. I just think
I don't hate him either. He's just a character.
I think he's more of a character than he is a good football player.
He'll always be remembered for that one-handed catch.
I was gonna say, yeah, like, has one play ever made a guy's career more than him?
I'm sure there's a bunch of examples, but for
Odell, and again, not to say that he wasn't very good when he was at the top of his game. Yeah, he absolutely was, but he's definitely not that anymore.
Yeah,
he had a good 3-year run.
Yeah, he did, and he's got a ring. So,
oh yeah, he does. Yeah, he does. Yeah. Got a touchdown in the Super Bowl. Good for you. Good for you, Odell. Good for you.
Before he got hurt. Now, this one is not as much funny as it is kind of depressing and very bad oversight by Fox. Which
things that are depressing can sometimes be pretty funny. Tragedy plus time equals comedy.
I guess. So one of the biggest rivalries in baseball, in my opinion, the best rivalry, the Boston Red Sox and the New York Yankees, were playing in New York for this last series. And as they went to commercial, or they were coming back from commercial, they aired the Baseball Night in America graphic. And that just looks like, a normal graphic that you would see for, promoting baseball.
Uh-huh.
Now, that wouldn't be a big deal if it weren't on top of the 9/11 memorial.
Oh,
the graphics superimposed over it. Who thought that was a good idea?
Oh man!
Like who thought? Hey, this is like the only.
See, I didn't see it first. What the problem was, and then I kind of figured this is where we were going, where it was just going to be an unintentional 9/11 pun. I'm going to tread very lightly here.
I mean, like, you couldn't find like another space, like you couldn't put that in like Central Park or something.
Somebody had to have been like, it would be a good place for this graphic. Ground Zero.
Yeah,
and nobody was like, maybe not.
How did that get past quality control? Like, I don't know who takes care of the editing for Fox.
Fantastic. Oh, that's funny. We don't have to sit here and pretend it's not funny.
I mean,
it's kind of funny.
In hindsight, like I don't know if I should feel embarrassed for the people who are responsible for this.
Oh, no, I'm going to. We can feel embarrassed all we want, but at the same time, we can acknowledge how much of a funny error that is. Like, you know what? Let's put these two graphics over the place where the biggest tragedy in the history of America happened. Let's just throw that right there. Jesus wept. That's quite the job by whoever did that.
Yeah, I mean, if you ask Boston fans, the last two games they played against the Yankees were the biggest disaster in America. But
you would know more than I.
Oh, they were complete blowouts. As a Yankees fan, you'll love to see it. But let's leave baseball for just a minute.
I bet you're also a Duke basketball fan, Greg.
I actually
am a Yankees fan.
Oh, I don't follow basketball at all. So,
okay. Well,
Duke wouldn't even be my team. Johnny Gaudreau of the Calgary Flames just signed a deal to go to the Columbus Blue Jackets. He didn't make a play because obviously, hockey's not going on right now. Congratulations to the Colorado Avalanche. That'll pop somebody.
Yes, Cal McCarr.
Yes. He left the Flames to go to the Blue Jackets, but he signed for $16 million less than the Flames were offering. It's
does that just indicate how much he doesn't want to live in Calgary?
Well, I mean, I think Calgary is pretty close to where he lives, but it's just the fact that
okay, then something's going on within that organization that nobody else except for who is involved with the organization knows about. There's somebody has pictures of somebody in there.
Yeah,
that this hasn't leaked.
I feel like the Flames wanted to make him a lifer there, but I mean, people were suspecting that if he didn't sign with Calgary, he might go to like the New Jersey Devils or the Philadelphia Flyers or something to that effect. But for the Columbus Blue Jackets,
to leave $16 million on the table for fucking Columbus.
Yeah, like if you would go to a team that actually has some hope in like the Stanley Cup picture.
Yeah, I don't know. Like Calgary was just in the playoffs. Like it's not that they're a bad team. I don't know.
I'm not going to sit here and say Columbus is a terrible team, but they wouldn't be at the top of my.
No, like if you're like a marquee free agent, the last place, maybe not the last place, but for football references, I mean, if you're somebody who's highly coveted, I'm not going to necessarily look at, Jacksonville as a leading candidate of where I'd want to go. Like there's not much to do. Like who wants to live in Columbus? First of all, who wants to live in Ohio? First of all, Ohio is horrible. Let's just take a minute to crap on Ohio. We're both from Pennsylvania.
We are both from Pennsylvania.
Ohio's our neighbors, and they just continue to do stuff in terms of their laws by the day that just make it a continuously worse place to live.
I wish I had the picture in here of me flipping off First Energy Stadium.
Yeah, I was going to say, Ohio sucks. Everybody can, if you don't live in Ohio, even if you do live in Ohio,
even if you do,
you probably agree more if you live in Ohio, especially if you're a woman in Ohio now. Ohio sucks.
Yeah, I mean,
Greg Cherry and Jarrett Bailey are for the women. Fight for women's rights. Go to hell, Ohio. You worthless state. Let's just trade. How about this? We trade Ohio and Florida and just make Puerto Rico like a state.
I mean,
doesn't America already own Puerto Rico?
I mean, I think it's a territory.
It's a territory, yeah. Just make it a state.
So, yeah, it could become the 51st state. Or if you get rid of Ohio and Florida, the 49th.
Yeah, I'm down. Why do we need two Dakotas? Let's just make one big Dakota.
Just merge the Dakotas.
Yeah. Like
merge the Carolinas while we're at it.
Well, here's the thing with the Carolinas. Like, North and South Carolina are fine because I feel like each of them have their own distinct things in terms of, whether it be food or sports or whatever.
Yeah.
What the hell is in one of them has Mount Rushmore. Which one? Is it South Dakota that has Mount Rushmore?
I thought North Dakota had Mount Rushmore.
Does it? See, that's the thing. You don't even know which one has it, which is why you can come back.
You might be wrong. It might be South. You might be right.
Ohio sucks. That's the point of the story. No offense to the Dakotas. No offense to the Dakotas.
Our thesis: Ohio sucks.
Yeah. Read our thesis on why Ohio sucks.
Yes. Check out our dissertation. We'll post it on our Twitter.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's terrible.
Oh my.
Pennsylvania for the win.
There you go. I mean, if you're going to Ohio for sports, especially, I mean, unless you're for the Buckeyes.
Even then, they can't win a game in the postseason, so who cares?
I mean, they've won a championship like fairly recently.
Have they?
Yeah. It wasn't that long ago. It was like
yeah, you might be right, actually.
Yeah. So Ohio State is like the sole, and like I know people jump on me because Cleveland won a NBA championship in 2016.
I'm gonna look to see when they won.
Like, okay, the Cavs won one championship. The Browns and the Bengals. The Bengals were in the Super Bowl. Okay, I'll give you that. You didn't win, but you were there.
Here's the thing. I can't even like crap on the Bengals. I got no problem with the Bengals.
I mean, they got rid of their biggest problem.
2014 was their last national championship.
Was it that long ago? I thought it was more recent. But then again, the college
they've been in the playoff the last couple of years.
Well, yeah. I mean, the college football national championship has been kind of SEC dominated, which drives me.
Oh, yeah. Oh, don't even get me started on why the SEC is bad for college football.
We're going to have an entire rant session on the conference setup in college football.
Yeah.
It's getting worse.
That's fine. Once we get to September, I'm gonna bitch about the conference alignment of college football. That's going to be great.
And I'm a Notre Dame fan, and they're independent, so I'm like,
Notre Dame fan, a Yankees fan, probably a Lakers fan.
Again, don't follow basketball.
Goodness gracious, Greg Cherry. You know, here's the thing. If I was trying to get somebody into sports, I would try to get them on, like, to be a fan of a team that isn't so. No, I'm not. I'm teasing you, by the way. I'm sure that you're a well-educated fan.
I realize a lot of my sports fandoms are like
big national brands.
They're widely hated. Like, I understand the hate the Yankees get. I understand the hate the Steelers get. I understand the hate that.
Oh, I completely understand the hate the Steelers. Like, I'm a Steelers fan. I completely understand why. Like, not only do people hate the Steelers, but they hate the Steelers fans because, by and large, Steelers fans are annoying.
I can see that. Yeah, I'm not going to sit here and say, "Oh no, Steelers fans are great," because I do know a lot of great Steelers fans. But
yeah, definitely.
If you watch clips, and I've watched clips of like how people act at now Acrisure Stadium.
No, God,
it's kind of embarrassing for Pittsburgh fandom. It's like, man,
those bastards took down the ketchup bottle today. Did you see that?
They did. I know. I saw that, and it's like, just rip out our hearts one black and gold.
What was it, a ketchup bottle? I get that Heinz ketchup is like, they have other stuff. They got mustard, they got relish. Could have been a big relish bottle.
Well, I mean, do we want it to be those? I mean, look at this.
Oh, yeah, no, it's come full circle. It's come back to the racing penises.
Yes. See, we make everything work here.
What the hell does Acrisure even make?
They're an insurance company in Detroit. That's what I'm saying. Like, I brought this up with somebody. It's like, I think there's like some ties between people in the Steelers organization and Acrisure. Not sure what those are, but
probably one of the minority owners.
Probably. But it's like, why would you not go for a recognized brand in this vicinity? Like, Heinz is, yes, a national brand, but it's based in Pittsburgh. Why not go for like a Sheetz?
You're very much on board with Sheetz.
I am on board with Sheetz.
I like Sheetz. There's the thing. Could they afford to, like, would they be able to outbid Acrisure?
I don't know. I mean, Sheetz is, they're not a national brand, but they're
like a Coast. Yeah, I was gonna say an East Coast brand. What do you think the net worth of Sheetz is?
I could not even tell you. Like,
we'll find out.
As somebody who frequents the establishment, you'd think I'd.
Oh, they could afford it. They have a net worth of $1.9 billion.
Oh, see, they could afford the naming rights.
Well, hold on. How much did Acrisure pay to name?
Like $154 million over 15 years.
15 years.
Yeah.
Okay, let me do that. So that's like a little bit.
Not a year, but like
like
the total.
So that's like a little over $10 million a year. Sheetz could have afforded it.
Oh yeah, Sheetz could afford that easy. That's what I'm saying. I don't know why we would go for a random insurance company that nobody ever heard of before 2 weeks ago.
What other like big brand is like Pittsburgh based though? I feel like there's not many. Like, there's a bunch of like stuff that Pittsburgh people like, but they wouldn't be able to afford the bid. Like, you were saying, it should have been like Primanti Brothers Stadium. You know how much Primanti like they couldn't afford that. Absolutely not.
Like Eaton Park is another one.
Yeah, no.
They couldn't afford it either. Like,
absolutely not. Eaton Park can barely afford to like keep their own restaurants open, much less sponsor a stadium.
Yeah, Giant Eagle Stadium. Yeah, that wouldn't
Jesus,
happen.
Harry.
It just couldn't happen, you know?
No, it could not.
So basically, our hope was down to Sheetz, and it just didn't happen.
Right.
We will rant about this all season long. You know that, right?
Oh yeah, no. I mean, here's the thing. I was gonna say I'll let it go, but at the same time, like, it's a bad rebrand.
Oh, it's absolutely a bad rebrand. Is it Crypto.com Arena bad?
Whose arena is that?
That's the old Staples Center in LA.
Oh yeah, I forgot that. Yeah, that's horrible. No, it's not worse than that. That's bad.
Yeah, that's really bad.
How the hell did Staples afford that for so long? How much money does Staples have?
I don't know. I thought they went bankrupt. Like the one up here.
That's probably why they couldn't afford to renew the branding.
It's like a Harbor Freight now.
No idea.
So I guess office supplies aren't as in need.
Arena. Smoothie King Center in New Orleans. Is it still that?
That I don't know. But there's some bad arena.
In terms of like funny team name plus funny team stadium, the Pelicans absolutely take the cake on that. The New Orleans Pelicans playing from the Smoothie King Center Arena. That's great.
I mean, that's just a cluster of
Oh, it's just a giant CF of hilarity.
Yeah. Anyway, let's get back to some plays. Arizona Diamondbacks and the San Francisco Giants were playing, and we had something like this last week with the Yankees and the Red Sox. Jake McCarthy, and this one makes more sense to me because they were playing during the daytime, but Jake McCarthy dove for a ball, and he couldn't see anything.
Yeah, his eyes are closed and everything. He kind of looks like Morgan Wallen.
A little bit. Why wouldn't, if you're going to be in the outfield, number one, why aren't you wearing sunglasses? Number two, why aren't you wearing like eye glare or anything?
Yeah, I don't know.
Because it's not like you know where the sun is by that point. I don't believe this was a first inning play.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I was going to say there's no eye black. There's no sunglasses. His eyes are closed on the dive. He's probably saying, to hell with it. The ball's out there somewhere. Let's see if it hits my glove. Yeah, I don't know.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off.
I assume it didn't pay off.
No, it did not pay off. He missed wildly.
I would have guessed that.
Yeah, it was not very pretty. But there is a funny play that, I mean, these are all kind of funny. From the Toronto Blue Jays and the Seattle Mariners. Julio Rodriguez made a great hit into the outfield, nearly went over the wall, but it bounced off the wall. And as he was rounding second to go into third, he was short just a little bit.
Did you just fall?
Yeah, he lost his balance and then tried to swim his way to third, and the tag beat him by a mile.
I was going to say, I assume he got thrown out.
Yeah, he got thrown out big time.
Again, this comes back to anytime a professional athlete falls, it's great. Yeah, no, it's just great watching rich, successful people mess up.
I mean, props on the effort, if nothing else.
Oh, yeah.
He tried.
He definitely got that arm sleeve, which was white. It's definitely now a clay color in some spots. Mariners have won like 14 in a row, though, haven't they? See, I know that, too.
Let me check here. I still have the standings pulled up.
I only know that because I got a friend who is a big Mariners fan. She posts on her Instagram story like every day about their win streak. Shout out Savannah Dean.
Yeah, they haven't lost in a long time. They're still 9 games back of the Astros.
What's the Astros record?
The Astros are 59-32.
Okay, so they're having a year.
Yeah, they're having a year. They're only a few games behind the Yankees for best in the majors. But, I mean, for the Mariners to go on this run, I mean...
No, wild card spot.
Potentially, if they keep it going. Yeah, they're actually the third best team in baseball behind the Yankees and the Dodgers.
Astros are?
Yeah.
Okay. So you learn something new every day. Hooray, baseball.
You do. But we're done with baseball because our play of the week.
Oh, no. I'm done
our
with
play
baseball.
of the week comes from soccer.
Okay, I can get down with soccer.
And I bring that up because I do not understand how this works. William Akio of Valour Football Club, we're playing against the Halifax Wanderers.
What league is this?
Premier League, I believe.
Oh, that's in the Premier League? Where's Halifax? Is that in England?
Halifax is in Nova Scotia.
Okay, definitely not Premier League then.
I don't know.
This is...
I tried to do a bunch of research, and apparently I didn't do enough because, dude, all the soccer stuff is confusing. There's so many leagues, so many.
Yeah, no, don't get me wrong. I don't get it either. I understand some of it. I don't get all of it.
Yeah,
I have a friend who's a big
Premier
soccer
League
fan. He tries explaining it to me.
Yeah, Premier League's the UK thing.
Premier, yeah, it's like England, and then there is La Liga, which is Spain, I think. Possibly. Don't quote me on that. I'm pretty sure it's Spain.
But yeah, Akio had an opportunity to make a goal, and Valour had the ball like right as he crossed the net. If I showed you this picture, can you believe he's in the white right about to kick it? Can you believe if I told you that he was past the goalkeeper, that he did not make this goal?
No, I would not. Everybody else is just kind of standing, assuming the worst is about to happen. How did he mess this up?
I don't know how he messed it up. Like, all you have to do, he didn't even have to touch it. Like, the momentum was already carrying it into the net. Like, how do you kick it?
What happened when he kicked it?
He kicked it out. He kicked it past everybody. Everybody's standing on the left there. It went over their heads.
Oh.
I don't know how he did that.
Maybe he bet the under.
I mean, I guess. But that...
Because he got a homeboy in the net there too.
Yeah, because he was one of the. I think he might have got like an assist or something on the goal. If it would have gone in, he might have got the goal himself. He might have been the one to kick it past the goaltender. But it's like, I don't understand. Like, I could have made this goal. I've never played a soccer game in my life, and I could have made this.
Yeah, this is certainly. That's quite the mess up. I'm surprised he didn't get called offside.
Well, needless to say, he was traded from the team after that game.
Was he?
Yes, he was.
Wow.
I looked that up as like, yeah, like if any play deserves, okay, you don't belong on our team.
I was gonna say, I didn't know that. What a shame for that guy.
I mean, I'm still astonished by that check. It's like, why would you not just kick it with your left foot?
Soccer is.
It doesn't have to be
a beautiful
game.
It's an interesting game, soccer.
It very much is. All right. I don't know if my brain can take anymore, quite frankly, because that one is just mind-boggling beyond belief.
It's always fun hearing about people messing up.
Yes. Jarrett, anything you'd like to plug before we head off?
Anything coming up from me in 33rd team, I'll tweet about it. You can follow me on Twitter. You can read it right down there at JBaileyNFL and tweet out all my stuff.
Yes.
That's about it.
Right there. And you can follow me on Twitter at Greg Cherry Brand for all the stuff that's coming along. The Greg Cherry Show every Wednesday, and Jack of All Trades, Tag Team Jack of All Trades on Thursday. That's going to be a fun time. But we will be back again next Monday for the weirdest and the wackiest of sports right here on Know Your News. For Jarrett Bailey, I am Greg Cherry, and we will see you next time.